Tech Talk topic vertical test integration. Name Shyam Kumar, roll number 2195112 Subject Database Management System DBMS Section ITB Second year 4th semester. What is integration testing? Integration testing is defined as a type of testing where software modules are integrated logically and tested as a group. A typical software project consists of multiple software modules coded by different programmers. The purpose of these levels of test to expose defects in the interaction between these software modules when they are integrated. Integration testing focuses on checking data communication amongst these modules, hence it is also termed as INT. Integration and testing, string testing, and sometimes thread testing. In each software module is a unit tested still exist for various reasons like a model in general is designated by an individual software developer whose understanding and programming logic may differ from the other programmers. Integration testing becomes necessary to verify the software modules work in Unity. At the time of model's development, these are wide chance of change in requirement by the silence. These new requirements may not be unit tested and hence system integration testing becomes necessary. Interface of the software modules with the database could be erroneous. External hardware interface, if any, could be erroneous. Inadequate expression handling could cause issue. Database testing types. Based on the functional structure of a database, DB testing can be categorized into three categories: structured database testing, functional testing, non-functional testing. Structural database testing, it deals with the table and column testing, schema testing, stored procedures, and views testing, checking triggers, etc. Functional testing, it involves checking functionality of database from user point of view. Most common type of functional types testing are white box and black box testing. Non-functional testing, it involves load testing and testing in database, stress testing, minimum requirements and deals with the performance database. Structural database testing. Structural database testing involves verifying those components of database which are not exposed to end users. It involves all the components of repository which are used to store the data and are not changed by the end users. Database administrators with good command over SQL. Structured query language procedures and other concepts normally performance testing. Discussed are the common components tested with respect to structural testing. Schema and mapping testing. It involves validating project objects of front-end application with the database object mapping. In schema testing, sometimes it happens that the need end-user application objects are not correctly or completed with the database objects. Therefore, checking the validated variation schema format associated with the database required. It is required to find the unmapped objects in data tables, views, columns, etc. is required. Storage procedures and views testing. In this testing, is a tester ensures that the manual execution of storage procedures and views generate the required result. The tester ensures if it enables the required triggers to be executed as expected. If the development team has covered all the loops conditions by passing input to application in the procedures, there are any unused storage processed in the database. Trim operation are applied properly when the data is fetched from required tables in database. Validation of the overall integration of the storage procedure models as per the requirements of the application under test. Exception and error handling mechanism are followed. The most common tools that are used to perfect storage procedure testing are LINQ, SP test, and etc. Trigger testing. The trigger testing is a tester needs to ensure the following: whether the coding convention are followed during the coding phase of the triggers. See the triggers executed meet the required condition. Whether the trigger updates the data correctly as they have been executed. Validation of update. Insert, delete, triggers functions, write, application under test. Database server check. Database server check involves verifying if the database server can handle the accepted number of transactions as far as the business requirement. If the configuration details of database server meets the business requirement, if the user authorization is maintained as per requirement. Black box testing involves verifying the integration of database to check the functionality. The test cases are simple and are all used to verify incoming data and outgoing data from the function. Various techniques such as chaos effect graph technique, equivalence partitioning, and boundary value analysis are used to test the functionality of the database. Its advantages are follows. It is fairly simple and is performed in the early stages of development. Cost of developing test case is less as compared to white box testing. Its disadvantages are follows. A few errors cannot be detected. It is unknown how much program needs to be tested. Load testing. The primary target of load testing is to check if most running transitions have performance impact on the database. In load testing, the tester checks the response time for executing of the transition multiple remote users. The response time for executing the transitions multiple remote users. Time taken by the database to fetch specific records. Examples of load testing in different testing types: running most used transitions repeatedly to see performance of database system, downloading a series of large files from the internet, running multiple applications of a computer of servers individually. Database testing processes. The process the process to perform the database testing is similar to testing of other application. DB testing can be described with the key processes given below. Set up the environment, run a test, check the test result, validate according to the accepted result, report the findings to the respective stakeholders. Stakeholders. View various SQL statements are used to develop the test case. The most common SQL statement which is used to perform DB testing is the select statement. Apart from this, various DDL, DML, DCL statements can also be used. Black box testing. The black box testing involves verifying the integration of database to check the functionality. The test of cases are simple and are used to verify incoming data and outgoing data from the function. To the techniques of various such as case effect graphing, technique, equivalence, partial, and boundary value analysis are used to test the functionality of database. Thank you.